Hi, and welcome to Josh and Tim Talk Sports. I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
We're going to talk about the Guardians a little bit today.
Is that a sports team, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you consider the Yankees a sports team?
No, the Yankees are gods.
Yeah, I know. Well, the Guardians are a half game behind them. Yeah. They spent a hell of a lot more money.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
They did. So all those people that complain in Cleveland, what's your excuse now? Money doesn't buy everything. And Josh Donaldson got released today by the Yankees.
Oh, he was only hitting a whopping 180. So.
And he's not going to get picked up. He's done, I think, because
I think he has to be
he
done
is
now.
a clubhouse cancer.
Yeah. That
From
doesn't
what
help
I'm
your
hearing.
case either.
No.
And if you're going to hit under 200, yeah, I'd probably call it quits.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll try to get,
You've had a
because-
successful career. Just end
he
it
thinks
now,
he's
man.
he thinks he's something. But
He was something.
he was
used
very
to
good
be
for a
something.
while, yeah.
He used to be something.
But he's not anymore.
No. Now he's just kind of he's old.
Yeah, he's old. That's it. So I think, we'll talk about the Guardians a little bit. We'll talk about the cuts the Browns made. I didn't see the cuts the Buccaneers made, but I saw their final 53-man roster.
Oh, okay.
They only kept two quarterbacks, too.
Really?
So the Browns did, too. They
and our guy.
the Browns cut Kellen Mond again today.
Oh yeah.
They're cutting him, picking him up, cutting him. Yeah,
Oh yeah. We'll get him for next year.
He'll be back.
He'll be back next year.
Yeah. So, but did you see? Well, let's talk about the Guardians first. But
Yeah.
and then you can tell me if you saw who the Cardinals' starting quarterback is.
No, I did not see that.
So, the Guardians. Say what you said to me before the show.
To me, I think, especially after watching the game last night, that it was the nail in the coffin. I think the players, they're not giving up, but I don't think they're pushing to make the playoffs anymore. It doesn't feel like that when I watch them. And when it comes down to it, in the very simplest terms, the Twins are just playing better than we are.
Yeah, they are playing better than we are. I don't feel like the guys have given up.
I don't think they've given up. But
I think they're giving the same effort. I just think they're worn out, maybe too.
Maybe they're worn out.
It's been a rough season.
It has been a rough season.
Mentally, it can wear you out too.
Yeah, and I mean the front office has not helped at all.
No, they haven't helped at all.
They've only made it worse. They've made it harder.
They did bring in those veterans, but
And those veterans, you know what? They've been playing well too.
They have. But
It's,
they kind of took the heart out of the team when they made those moves and
Yeah.
didn't really get anything back then.
Yep.
I hate to see Francona go out like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't retire now, right? He can't, right?
Well, he said he's going to almost.
Like
so
after this?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like, I don't know, his health just might be too much of a factor.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but Noah Syndergaard getting released. Remember I
Yeah.
predicted that on the show
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago?
I thought he had a chance, and then he proved again that he doesn't.
He's
but
he might be done too.
I don't think he has any left in the tank.
He doesn't even have 8 years Major League service time, though, which I thought he did. But he doesn't. And so that's a tough,
Yeah.
that's tough too.
It sucks, man.
Because I like Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah.
And you can see how much he loves playing baseball.
Yeah, he just loves baseball, man.
Mhm. So that's hard to watch. That game last night, they got up 4-0, and I thought, oh, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just fell apart.
Yep.
And I'll say it here. I told you before the show, Royce Lewis is a punk. Hey, rookie. When you hit a home run, you run around the bases.
That's what I was taught.
You've done nothing yet. You've been up like 3 months. You've done nothing yet. Yeah, you had a grand slam. Yeah, you can be happy. There's plenty of time to celebrate in the dugout. But you are a rookie. Have some class. This isn't travel ball. Act like a major leaguer. Act like you've been there before. Oh, wait, you haven't. You haven't. See, the other rookie who had a home run last night, Bo Naylor, he just ran around the bases.
Yeah.
He did.
He got nothing to say.
Nope, just ran around the bases.
Yep, because I'm sure he was just taught to run around the bases too.
Yeah. But there's a difference when you have class and when you don't.
Yeah.
And I could tell the first time I saw Royce Lewis play, he did not have class.
You could tell the first time you saw him?
And I hope, yeah, I did. First
when'd you see him?
First time the Guardians played him when he came up.
Okay.
I could just tell the way he acted.
Yeah.
And I don't care if Twins fans get mad.
Who cares?
You know, I don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bunch of bums too. And I felt this way for a long time. I haven't liked Twins fans for a while. And we pretty much own the division.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, and one thing we can do, the Guardians, we win a series in postseason.
Yeah, right. We don't.
When's the
just
last
get
time
bounced
you
out.
guys did it? No, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. So, too bad if you're offended by Royce Lewis is a punk. And Royce Lewis is a punk. You don't see Max Kepler doing that crap.
No.
Max Kepler he plays the game the right way.
Yeah.
He does.
He's a Cleveland killer. But,
Oh, God, he is. But Royce Lewis probably learned from Carlos Correa how to
Yeah.
act stupid.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only been there for a tiny bit.
Well, he's been there. Royce Lewis, you know,
Yeah.
he's just been up this year.
Exactly. So he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's his veteran.
That's his guy.
That's his veteran.
That's his guy that he follows.
Yeah. He didn't get to. Yeah. He didn't get to learn from any of the other
So
real vets.
why are we talking about the Twins?
I don't know. What
You
are we
know,
doing? What are we doing?
They're a bunch of scumbags. Ken Maeda's old.
Yeah.
He's old now. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
old.
I kept forgetting he was on the Twins.
So, their bullpen shut us down though yesterday. I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
But the fans didn't do any of that. So Royce Lewis didn't do that either.
No, he did not.
But so you know they got. I feel like they got two more there. I feel if they can win tonight, last night isn't as devastating. But if they lose tonight, it's definitely over.
Yeah. I mean, we're already 7 games back.
Yeah, they're a week back.
Yeah.
That's not good.
A week. Yeah.
I see Kimball, the great garbage company, picking up a day late.
Oh,
As usual.
As usual.
They're so horrible. We wouldn't want you as a sponsor, so I don't care what I'm going to say about you. So your garbage truck's right in front right now. Our garbage day's Monday. It's Tuesday. This happens nearly every week, where they're late. But boy, if you're late with your payment, they won't pick up your garbage.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So, another screw you to Kimball. But, you know, they got to win tonight. This is I hate must-wins. I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But that's something like Browns fans say.
Eh.
But it's a must-win tonight.
It is a must-win.
Yeah, it's a must-win. And I can't, it's a must-win, not wind. I said wind. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
see, we didn't even notice that bloop right there,
I
Tim.
did. Thank God there's no wind today.
Yeah, jeez.
So, but, you know, there's been a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah.
It's been one of those years. It's been a rough year to watch.
It has been a rough year. It's been a very rough year.
But I'd rather have a year where we had hope going in the season. There were some things that went wrong, and they may not make the playoffs, than the years like when I was growing up, when you knew the second week in April it was over.
Yeah.
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 So this is, you know, a rare thing now.
You're right. It's an off year. Like, this doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't.
Someone want to tell me what happened
No.
last year?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, got to the second round, you know. I mean,
competing team.
Yeah. So the future's bright.
Yeah, we have plenty of young
Depending
stars.
on who they bring in as manager. That's going to be a big thing.
Be a big
We're
decision.
going to see. We got two last things with the. Well, they're Indians related. They're not Guardians related.
Indians.
Yes, because they were never with the Guardians. Pat Corrales, former manager, when I was a kid, passed away yesterday at age 82. He had nothing to work with. He had nothing to work with.
Yeah.
And when Sports Illustrated picked them to win the World Series in 1987, I feel almost now looking back at it, it was like a publicity stunt. Because there was no way. That team had hardly any pitching. I think that was the year Ken Schramm was the All-Star representative and his ERA was over 5.
Who?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ken Schramm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, come on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, Pat Corral's got a raw deal. I met him. I met him in 1990 at spring training in Arizona. I think he was scouting for the Braves. And it was cool at that place. Everybody walked together. Players and everything.
Yeah.
Players, fans, everything to the park from the parking lot.
Yep.
In where the Angels played. And I remember talking to Jim Abbott that day.
Really?
You know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Abbott. It was cool talking to him. Not everybody that goes to Michigan's a jerk.
Really?
Jim Abbott was nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, Jim Abbott was nice. Really nice guy. Talked to him that day.
Oh, yeah.
But then I talked to Pat Corrales. And I had my Indian starter jacket on. I still have that.
Yep.
With Chief Wahoo, the blue. Chief Wahoo. And I said to him, "Are you Pat Corrales?" And he looked at my coat and he said, "Yeah, don't you hate me?" And this was like 3 years after he got fired. And I said to him, "No, I don't hate you. You had nothing to work with." And he stuck out his hand and he shook my hand and he said, "Thank you."
Wow.
So, I guess he thought people blamed him.
Wow.
Nobody blamed him.
Wow.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
Nobody could have made them. Terry Francona, that team lost 102 games, I believe. I think they were 60 and 102.
God.
If Terry Francona was the manager, they would have won 75.
Yeah, he couldn't help that team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 70. Because that team they had no pitching. You think our bullpen's bad now? That bullpen got nicknamed the bullpen from hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not a good nickname.
Actually, that might have been the bullpen from hell, too.
Oh, okay.
1985 might have been the original bullpen from hell.
Okay.
But, yeah.
They took a break in 86?
Oh. They were actually not bad in 86. They won like 84 games.
Oh.
Yes.
Then they came back down to earth?
I think they finished in 4th place.
They come back down to earth or something?
Well, the pitching wasn't as good. It just wasn't. I think they kind of thought their pitching was good and didn't make a lot of moves in the winter. And it just fell apart. It just was terrible. It was so bad. And so Pat Corrales, he didn't deserve, what he got. That was his last major league managing job.
Yeah.
He had jobs as scouts, and then he was a coach for the Braves when they beat the Indians in the World Series. Spent a lot of time there as one of Bobby Cox's right-hand men.
Okay.
Him and their pitching coach were there a long time. And then he went to the Dodgers. He finished with the Dodgers a few years ago, I think, and then he retired. But he was a good guy, Pat Corrales. I wish that things had gone better for him here. But there was no manager had a chance.
No,
Doc Edwards replaced him. He didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
So. But and then we got this that I saw earlier today, on August 24th, which the anniversary would have been. What was that? That would have been last Thursday. Yeah. August 24th, 1945. The immortal Bob Feller returned from World War II.
And this guy's a dick, man.
Returned from World War II. It's your shirt's bright and mine is too. That's it. That's what it is. And the drink in my bright too. So August 24th, 1945, Bob Feller returned from World War II. And the Indians that year had been averaging 6,400 a game for attendance. They played at league. They split time between League Park and Municipal Stadium. League Park, it held less than Progressive Field.
Yeah.
So they were averaging 6,400. Well, he came back that night, and obviously it was out for a little bit of time that he was coming back. He had just came back from World War II.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he didn't have a lot of time to get ready.
Right.
But he struck out 12 that night, pitched a complete game. They beat the Tigers 4-2 in front of the largest crowd of the season at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Over 46,000
Wow.
saw the war hero return.
Like a 40,000 person increase.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, they were a few years away from winning the World Series, so they were probably a younger team getting ready to compete.
Yeah.
I think I saw they won 76 games that year, or 74, something like that. They were right around 500. But they were one of the better teams
Yeah.
in the American League
Yeah.
in the 40s. You know, they were the only team, I think, to win an American League pennant in the 40s besides the Yankees.
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. There were 8 teams, you know. So that happened, you know, in 1945, August 24th. So now let's get to some football. We got roster cuts today in the NFL.
Roster cuts, big moves, and everything, huh?
We got Browns cuts. We got some notable cuts. I got these from Jeff Schudel on Twitter. Hi, Jeff. He's the only guy. Well, I've gotten to know Daryl Ryder. Those are probably the only 2 guys, because Daryl's not going to lie.
Yeah.
He's going to tell the truth. He's kind of like me sometimes. Gets a, you know, sounds a little out of hand, but I think that's you know, in this city with football, sometimes, you know.
Well.
So, but Jeff says the notable cuts are Demetric Felton.
Wow.
John Kelly, another running
saw
back.
that coming, yeah.
Defensive tackles, Tommy Togiai. Remember, he
Wow.
thought he was good too.
Wow.
Yeah. Maurice Hurst.
Sorry.
And Tristan Hill. Receivers, Jalen Darden,
Okay.
Austin Watkins.
Okay. He played pretty well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, Schwartz got cut yesterday.
Yeah.
And then they cut Michael Dunn, which I think is crazy. The guy plays every position on the line. That's nuts.
It's good to have line depth because they get hurt all the time.
They don't seem to understand that any year.
I know.
Since they came back, they haven't understood. Depth matters.
It does.
So
especially on the O line.
They cut Kellerman.
He'll be back next year.
They might be back next week. You never know.
Yeah.
Defensive end Lonnie Phelps.
Okay.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas.
Wow. Okay. Wow. We're just cutting everybody.
Yeah, and
Wow.
of course Cade York.
As they should.
Yeah.
You can't make field goals in the preseason, so we made that big. You see that big blockbuster trade?
He can't make extra points either.
Big blockbuster trade. Dustin Hopkins to the Browns.
And he's the greatest field goal kicker ever. Now I'm seeing last night on Twitter.
Yeah, as
How
you
amazing
should.
he is now.
No, he's a good kicker, though.
He is a good.
He's
kicker.
a good kicker.
I'll
good.
admit to that. He's a good kicker. He's better than Cade York.
It's been a while since we've had like a stable kicker.
Phil Dawson.
Phil Dawson's the last time we've had a stable
2013, I
kicker.
believe that was.
The last time we had a stable kicker.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm excited to actually have just a knowable kicker, like a notable, stable named kicker.
Hopefully.
Who
He
knows?
lost the kicker.
You know what? Now that he's in Cleveland, he'll probably just miss them all.
He lost the kicking job this year in San Diego. He was going to get cut. So that's, you know, I'm not saying he's bad and he's probably washed up, but I mean they're going with a rookie or a second-year guy, I think. Yeah, because he was the kicker last year.
Yeah.
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's right.
Yeah, he filled in for him last year when he was hurt.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he might be good. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Who knows?
You got to get lucky at some point and get a kicker.
I mean, who knows?
It's been a rough go.
It's been
at
a
the
while
kicking
now.
position in Cleveland.
Has it really almost been 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man, I probably run out of fingers for the kickers.
It's been a revolving door.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it has been. So he's so that's the kicker now, and those are the cuts. Here's what I've got. I got from the Buccaneers camp. I didn't get cuts. I didn't see anything where I could find cuts, but I do have the 53-man roster. I can go through that quick. Quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Baker's the starter. And then running backs, Rashad White, Tucker, Edmonds, and Keyshawn Vaughn. The receivers, there's not a lot of receivers.
Really?
We got Evans, Godwin.
No, I should have cut those guys.
Yeah, Evans, Godwin, Tompkins, and Jarrett.
Who?
Yeah, they're I think they're
young guys,
either second year or rookies. Yeah.
Okay.
So and then tight ends, Cade Otton, Wells, Cole Keefe, and Durham. I'm not going to lie, I don't know him. So I'm not going to sit there like a Browns fan and act like I know every guy on the roster and their whole life.
And every bench.
It doesn't
coach.
make me a not a good fan.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm not obsessing over it. You know what I mean? I saw this like 20 minutes before the show. So yeah. But the offensive line: Wirfs, Filer, Hansey, Mock, Godecki, Denny, Leverett, Walton, and Scully. You saw that Jensen's out again.
Really?
Yeah, he's got your injury again. I think he's going to retire.
I mean, I would at that point.
Yeah, I think he's going to retire.
Wow,
he wanted to try to do it, and I guess it just wasn't fully healed.
Yeah, he probably rushed back.
Well, yeah, the playoff game.
Yeah,
might have done it.
Yeah.
So their defense, we got Vita Vea. Yeah. Kilaja Clancy.
Okay.
Oh, Kilaja.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlie Pride is smiling down. And Gaines, I can never remember his first name, but he's good. He's pretty good too. Hall. These are their defensive line.
Yeah.
Golston.
Well, yeah, Golston.
And Green, yeah.
Yeah.
So outside linebackers, Shaquille Barrett.
Scrub.
Troy Shoyanka, or I can never say
it.
It's his name, Shoyanka. I can never say it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so you do who they did cut?
Who's that?
Defensive line. They cut the guy who was on the Browns.
Oh.
What's his name? The first openly gay player.
Oh, Carl Nassib?
Yes. They cut Nassib. Unless he's injured.
I don't know.
He played in the preseason game. I got a couple minutes of watching, so
yeah.
I don't know. And now other linebackers, outside linebackers, Nelson, Diaby, he must be a rookie or pretty young. Gill, and they kept J.J. Watt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got Watt.
I didn't even... Wait. Are you messing with me? What's going on there?
No, Watts. I don't know.
I don't know
who he is.
Try to fool me.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know who he is either.
Did he just retire? Hang on a second.
He may not play at all. I mean, if I haven't heard of him, it's probably like depth.
Playing mind tricks on
depth.
Tim.
Why does he need what? Depth. Who needs depth?
Yeah, who needs depth?
Come on, who needs depth? So then they got middle linebackers, Levante David,
Scrub,
Devin White,
Scrub,
KJ Britt. You don't know him, but he's not bad.
Okay.
He'll come in on third down, and he's not bad. And then Dennis. That's his last name. I guess from what I'm reading today, they're not really too confident in their depth in their secondary. And I've not.
It's always been their problem.
Yeah, it really has. Since they haven't had great depth at secondary since the John Lynch, Rondé Barber.
Yeah.
But Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
Jamal Dean.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's Delaney, McCullum, Eisen, Hayes, and Pitts. But then their safety, Winfield, He's good.
Yeah.
He can stay healthy. Lorenzo Neal, and then Merriweather.
Okay.
So you know that because I saw that they're going to be looking for. There's a guy the Browns cut. Cornerback that the Buccaneers writer said that they probably are going to be interested in.
Okay. Yeah.
So
the one thing we do have is depth at receiver and cornerback.
yeah. But then the Camarda's the kicker.
Okay.
And I don't. Why doesn't it show? Oh no, he's the punter. And then the kicker's McLaughlin. That was with the Browns.
Oh yeah.
That's who they cut for Cade York.
Oh, he'll be fine now.
That's who they cut for Cade York.
Yeah. He was one of our old guys too.
He had better stats than Cade York last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
But this is his 8th team or 9th team in like 5 years. Yeah.
He'll be fine though, because once you get rid of a kicker from the Browns, they're fine. Like, look at Greg Joseph in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's been solid over there.
Yeah.
You look at other guys.
He was good before he came here. He was at the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was good. I don't know.
The only thing I can't say is Cody Parkey, because that guy was just always bad. I mean, I can't even defend that guy anymore.
You can't defend him.
Yeah.
So, but kickers as well. Kickers in the NFL are kind of like bullpens in baseball. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
But you need a good one.
Yes, and you need a good punter too.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's kicking short punts or getting punts blocked.
Mm-hmm.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Field position's huge.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, this is a great roster. It's a great roster. Oh, wow, look at that roster. It's great. No, I don't know. Because it's what, August 29th today?
29th, yeah.
I'll be able to tell you maybe on October 29th. But how can anyone know?
You can't.
And anyone who's saying that for teams that are not playoff teams from last year or barely made it, like the Browns and the Buccaneers, they're just lying through their teeth because they don't really know. They're just trying to be a publicity arm of that team.
Yep.
And I don't get paid by the Buccaneers, so I'm not going to be a publicity arm of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm a fan, but I don't get paid by them. So if they do something dumb, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
So, but
until they show up with that paycheck.
Yeah, and they haven't. I've been a fan for 47 years, and they still haven't shown up to pay me.
3 more years, Tim.
I think they need to.
3 more. I think minimum you got to be 50 years.
Oh yeah, 50-year fan. It don't matter. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to be a Buccaneers fan.
I mean, maybe 50 years.
Unless they do something like the Browns did, and openly, Jameis Winston was bad enough. But I feel like Deshaun Watson, that was a little worse. And if they do something like that, then I could probably be like, okay, I can't root for this. Because that really was the last straw for me with the Browns.
Yeah.
I did root for them. They weren't my number one team, but I did root for them until that. But we'll see. I mean, hopefully both teams are good this year.
Last
2 times the Browns made the playoffs, you know what happened.
Yeah, so you kind of want us to make the playoffs.
I gotta root for the Browns to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then the Buccaneers got a shot at winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you go.
If they don't, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
I mean, you need us to make Baker look good.
Yeah.
And you need us to look,
because it has nothing to do with what the Buccaneers do.
All it is a win-win for you, Tim.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, if you root for the Browns, it's just a win-win.
It really is, because if they make the playoffs, then the Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and that is definitely how it works.
And Baker Mayfield at quarterback, and we getting rid of him. It's a win-win, Tim. It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Could you imagine I could talk?
Oh my God! I can't imagine if the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. I'm like turning off my phone, and I'm not checking Twitter for years.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye for this week. We will be back next week with our first NFL show. We're now on Tuesdays. And about 7 o'clock we'll show up. The NFL shows will probably show up around 7:30 next week. And then after that, probably around 6:30 or 7. Mm-hmm. So Until next week, I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
Have a good week.